I did some testing of sprint mechanics for an upcoming video, and at first I thought I just figured out something neat, but now I'm very confused. If you're using Toggle Sprint, Apex has what I'm calling a sprint buffer. That means you can toggle on sprint and Apex will remember that sprint was toggled on for the next 3 seconds. You can just stand around, not touching forward, and if you walk forward within 3 seconds, you will automatically sprint. This is not auto sprint. If I just walk without toggling sprint first, I'm not sprinting. And if I wait for more than 3 seconds, the sprint buffer also gets disabled again. This is specifically a mechanic for toggle sprint. Even walking backwards keeps the sprint buffer, or doing movement like super jumping. And even interacting with word items keeps the sprint buffer. But for some reason, pure sideways inputs disable the buffer. So if I toggle on sprint and strafe, I won't sprint with a forward input anymore, even though it works with backwards. But wait, it's not actually pressing sideways that disables the buffer, it's releasing sideways that disables the buffer. Because if I include a forward input without letting go of sideways first, I can sprint. And if I sprint and switch to sideways, while making sure that forward and sideways have some overlap, I can strafe to the left and right, while the sprint buffer stays active. Even though letting go of forward after you have already started sprinting usually cancels the sprint. For wall bounces, for example, this means if there is a gap between letting go of forward and holding sideways, you will have to manually toggle on sprint again. But if there is an overlap between letting go of forward and holding sideways, you will automatically land in a sprint, if the time in the air was less than 3 seconds. Even more weirdness, melee without a forward input does not disrupt the buffer, but melee with a forward input does. So if you use toggle sprint, maybe just play around in the file range a bit and see how often you actually have to toggle sprint back on and when you just stay in a sprint. Or maybe this won't change your playstyle whatsoever. I just thought all this was a bit weird and now you're cursed with this knowledge as well. Okay, bye, have a good day, goodbye, bye.